Winnipeg, KRVBM, yeah, to ding your morning bell.
And I'm Terrible Tony. Good morning, Gulag.
Today, we've got a whopper for y'all. I know it's freezing out there, but we're going to act like your morning cup of joe and put you all in warm spirits before your long workday.
Look, Riggs, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. We got a pretty good thing going on in Canada, but sometimes people cross the line. Fucking another guy's partner is not cool. Not cool. Unless I've asked you to film it. We're going to start off the day by showing you what happened to that dirty, no-good, unvaccinated fucking Kyle. One of the inmates died here at the Gulag. And fortunate for us, that means we eat tonight. So we're taking his flesh and we're making some good old kielbasa. You'll probably never ever see this in a Gulag again. And all the spices have to be smuggled up somebody's anus. So it's very, very difficult to do, but very worth the firing squad you'll get if you get caught. We want about 20% fat. We want the meat to be partially frozen. So they can't die of starvation. It's better if they die of disease. You won't get 20% fat after starving. A dead starving person is only about as good for broth. But no knocking broth. I love broth. If that's all you got, sometimes that's all you got. There's the rest of this poor soul's corpse. I'm very thankful we get to eat it all here at the Gulag. Thank you, Justin Trudeau. I'm so sorry, Kyle. I'm just so hungry, though. I'll miss you. And thank you for your nourishment of your flesh. Cannibalism is a very important way of life here in the Gulag. You'll learn this soon enough, after enough time under Justin Trudeau's regime. This is what's coming next. I'm so sorry, Kyle! I'm so sorry! You were my friend, but now you're my supper! Oh no! Oh no, please! No, Kyle! Don't go on the table! Go on the bed! Kyle! Gee! Put me in the solid bowl! Put me in the solid bowl! We were brothers! And that's how it's done, everyone. Kyle, why? Why'd you have to die? But what? I'm so conflicted. I don't know what to feel. I know soon I'm going to feel full, though. Thank you, Justin Trudeau, for this bounty. Praise be. Your lack of health care in Canada has provided me with this bounty you see before you. I'm gonna eat, yeah. I'm gonna eat, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna eat, yeah. Don't be jealous. Jesus Christ, Kyle, you made a fucking mess of this goddamn grinder. Wish your mom were here to see you now. Actually, she is. She's coming up in the next entree we're doing. She was not very healthy. She is a large woman, though. We'll be making a lot of soap out of her. A lot. A lot of soap. And probably many lampshades. Fat people, their bodies are worth much more in the Gulag. Many more resources you can extract from them. And we see lots of fat people here, too. Surprisingly, for breaking the food ration laws. Those greedy fuckers. Bless their hearts. for we're eating tonight because of that. All right, Kyle. You're going to get mixed with some spice and some salt and some curing agents to make you safe, because we don't have refrigeration here at the Gulag. We have to preserve all the food we get. Trudeau saw his kindness enough to keep us alive, but not give us any power or basic sanitation, so. Oh! Jesus fuck. There are dangers when you steal power here at the Gulag, but there's no other way we could do this. All right, Kyle. We're going to mix you up good, bud. Send you off right. You're going to be a steaming pile of shit by tomorrow. In this bowl, I have multiple agents to preserve this meat. I have 6.5 grams of MSG, 61.6 grams of pickle salt, 5.5 grams of sodium nitrate. It prevents botulism. Botulism is rampant here in the Gulag. And 2.5 grams of sodium athorbate. Sodium athorbate is an antioxidant. It prevents meat from going rancid. It keeps oxygen away. Then we have various spices. 2 grams mustard, 10 grams garlic powder, 68 grams of skim milk powder. This is very hard to get in the Gulag. You must have a very, very dedicated mule to get this in. But it helps to bind the sausage and keep it together as a cohesive form. And then to end it off, we have 32 grams of brown sugar. If the transmission doesn't get cut off, we may have the recipe at the end of the show. That's the dry ingredients. The next ingredient is poor Kyle here. Have you seen Kyle lately?
Poor Kyle.
No. He deserved this. Jesus Christ, Kyle. You're gonna be a poop stain in my getch before you know it, Kyle. Yeah. That's what's happening here, folks. Desperate times in the Gulag. Trudeau has further reduced our calorie rations by half. Many of us will not make it through the winter. This is our only way to survive. Oh, that's going to be you, Kyle. Just you wait. This guy is just dying to be a piece of shit. And, you know, you ever call somebody a piece of shit? You can call them a piece of shit after a piece of shit if you know how to handle the situation correctly. Don't get mad, get even. Poop the motherfuckers out. Things happen at the Gulag. You'd be shocked to know. Some of us here have privileges from dear leader Justin Trudeau, where he allows us to operate as long as we pay tribute of virgin boys. That's all he asks for. And I think it's a reasonable request. Like, we got lots of those in the Gulag. Lots of kids in elementary schools with wrong think that end up here. You want to make sure Kyle's corpse touches as much of the life-saving preservatives that we managed to smuggle in here in the Gulag. Oh, I cannot test this properly with the hands wet like this. But the end goal is your corpse should be of an even consistency, almost. It should stick to your hands when they're dry, because you're trying to extract the protein. You want to keep it as cold as possible to stop the fat from smearing. But that's not a problem here in the Gulag, since Justin Trudeau doesn't provide us with heat. Half of us froze to death last winter alone. But that's not a worry, because many more people come every day. There's always a positive side to a story, right? Kyle, stop fighting. You're meant to be sausage. Stay in the bowl. Kyle, stay in the bowl, Kyle. Do me the solid, bro. You owe me. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Kyle's taken enough of a beating. He's about ready to take on his true form. Oh, wait a minute. Kyle's ghost just told me he wants to go out drunk. So here's a cup of red wine. Right now. And mix it in.
How did you just smuggle the beers inside the gulag though?
I tell you, Bruno has a very, very large anus. Between him and Boner, they keep us all lit. The red wine will help to lower the pH too, to help make the meat more safe without refrigeration. Many classic salamis, before they came up with bacteria cultures, used wine and vinegar to change the pH of the meat to make sure that it's safe for not being refrigerated. It's very important because we do not have refrigeration here in the gulag. If the pH of this meat is not just right, we may die. And there are no doctors here to treat us. So, you have to be very careful. Also, a little bit of liquid helps it to form sausage better in the press. If it's too stiff, it's very hard to squeeze out into a proper form. But you can always make this a meatloaf. Make a thin meatloaf and dry it. If you can have a rack that you can hide long enough for that. Here you are, Kyle. I think that's about right. You don't want to overmix this stuff or you end up with what they call an emulsified sausage, which is closer to bologna. Nothing wrong with bologna, but we here in Canada, bologna's for the people in Gulag Block B. I don't have to tell you, though, if you're a citizen of Canada, I'm pretty sure you know how the Gulag system works by now. If not, how much time do you have? I think Gulag Good Morning, we should probably do a full series on the rules and regulations of the Gulag and what you can get away with. Because this, technically, we are breaking Gulag regulation. And we may face the firing squad for this. Out of curiosity, I'm going to test the pH to see if this is possible to be shelf stable. Chances are this is not going to last that long. Everyone, there's too many hungry people in the Gulag. A body does not last very well. The wine alone was enough to change that pH into a safe zone. If you look at that, the test strip, that pH is enough to keep many bacteria at bay. So you're safe to dry this without refrigeration. If you get, and the trick is the pH. You can get there by fermenting, or you can get that by adding another kind of acid in some way. The acid I added here was red wine. Praise be, Kyle. You want to go out drunk, and you made us safer by doing so. There are special bacterias you can smuggle into the gulag. They impart a certain kind of flavor. Like if you're looking for a flavor of Italy, you can buy the bacteria combination that is common in the area, and they will give you their cultures, and you could replicate, say, a Calabrese or a Genoa or whatever region you're looking for. They have isolated these strains, the people in the labs, and they have stolen them from the commissar and made them available to us to smuggle in. So if you have enough room in your anus, you can bring these here. Thank fuck for Bruno and Boner, the widest anuses of all in the gulag. Yeah, I gotta clean though. But stuffing is coming up soon. Back to you, Tony and Riggs.
Wow, Tony, Kyle really fucked up, didn't he? But I bet you that motherfucker tastes good. We'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, we'll be right back, folks.
Why you make so much noise? I can't study. My family will disown me. Your mix sounds so bad. Why?
Yeah.
Why does my mix sound so scratchy? And my bass muff is way rough.
What seems to be the problem, Mike?
What are you doing in here, man?
I'm here to steer you towards the world of
No restrictions!
At Usurper Studios, we'll take your sound and video from super nope to super dope. You want a jam space? Ja! We got 'em! You want Marshall stacks? Ja! We got 'em! You want acoustic or electric drums? Ja! We got 'em! You want session musicians? Yeah! We got 'em! You working on that new dub song? Then we want you at Usurper Studios. Call 204-421-2205. We're at 930 Sherbrooke in Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's 421-2205. Hey everyone, we're back and we got a brand new segment for you all tonight. One that we really hope will show all you viewers out there what we Canucks are really like on the inside. Our state central news networks are funded by the public, and public funding only comes through providing and making an equitable and safe workplace. As such, we hired an LGBTQTB2BPIOC correspondent named Boner in order to access that government cheese. But when Tony's partner, Dimitri, found out that he had competition, he killed a bitch with a vengeance not seen since the murder of Rasputin of Russia, or the Soviet murder of the royal family, also in Russia. Basically, he did it with some Russian jail angst, and it was highly sexualized. Tony, so turned on by the ordeal, used his goofy satanic magic to reanimate Boner, who is now cursed to walk the earth and be murdered again each day before returning to our show as a demonic flaming skull. And so, without further ado, it's time for Boner!
Welcome to hell! Let's take a look and see who's all here. Hey, it's Bob Saget! You may remember Bob from TV. Bob recently joined me in hell to the loophole he found in child labor laws. Not to mention his part in releasing the Olsen twins on the planet Earth. As if Full House's decimation of the nuclear family was not enough of an atrocity, it pales in comparison to the Olsen twins' reign of terror. With such horrible movie titles as To Grandmother's House We Go, and How the West Was Fun, they have corrupted an entire generation of young girls, giving them eating disorders and being annoying pieces of shit that parents can't fucking stand. The Olsen twins' brand of clothing has also convinced millions of little girls to dress like whores, furthering the downfall of Western society. Bob Saget was directly responsible for all of this, and now he's getting butt-fucked by Satan! I can't wait my turn! Ha ha! Holy fuck, did I ever party hard last night. Kinda reminded me of the night I died. Bruno boofed an 8-ball up my ass and I overdosed. Ha ha!
Next, I want to switch to something a little more serious. We've all heard so much misinformation in the last few years, but we're here to give you the facts. In this week's investigative expose, I interview a whistleblower with some pertinent information on some of today's biggest topics. Whistleblowers have been an important part of the 21st century culture. In this internet age, it's extremely hard to decide who to trust. But sometimes when you're a journalist, the story just falls into your lap. And this story came to me in the line of the vendor at Balmore Hotel. Ken Spiracy, as he introduced himself, was a kind of person you wouldn't stop talking normally. My journalistic skills tell me that someone who wants to talk so openly about such huge claims is lying. But Ken, a humble homeless man of 43,
didn't demonstrate to me any possible motivation for his lying about his claims. Conspiracy existed off the grid as many modern-day geniuses do. He had no interest in me sharing his identity for publicity or any visible ties to the corporate government players of today. When Ken started talking, I admit I was overwhelmed.
Doctors play around with their little society. Okay, again, the doctors have their little physician society. Now, the thing about Freemasons is they seem to love these little societies that they form everywhere, all over the place. You have philosopher societies. You have medical philosopher societies. You have fucking astronomical societies. You have financial societies. You even have little boys club societies. Oh, the boys club society of Manitoba, whatever, Boy Scout. That's one of the best ones. But every division runs a society, and they run their nonprofit organizations, and this is how they're making their money. And you can check it out. We talked about following the money earlier. Follow this money. Where does the money go for donations? Every donation in every cause, you're only getting 6% of that dollar that is donated to, for, let's say, cancer, going to that fucking cause, while the rest of the money is going into the pockets of the people who run the foundation. Secretly, you don't know who's running the fucking foundation because they have it all covered through different books and different things. They're all part of the problem. This is the whole problem of the problem.
Fucking cheesies and adult pickle chips and all the pickle chips. We're losing the audio too much. Quiet on the set.
Yes, KRVBM here today, filling in, asking some questions of our guests. And we're going to do some hard hitters today. Any connection between vitamin C and COVID?
Okay, my wife works in a healthcare fucking facility. No word of a lie. They're sitting there playing in the back room. She says to me, guess what we did today? We were playing with the PCR test, and we put orange juice on it. And every test we put orange juice on came back positive. So orange juice makes the test positive. Orange juice. Isn't that cool?
It's actually a funny story because in my breathalyzer that I had installed in my truck before, actually orange juice set that off too. And so, you know, I had a pretty good excuse when they tried to check me.
Oh, it's orange juice. Fucking orange juice, man. It's not COVID, it's orange juice.
That's why I don't understand why you're hating on my boys Pfizer, because as a German, we have always run on narcotics. That was since the formation of our fatherland. And in realism, I mean, I am now a reformed liberal, but at the end of the day, I mean, how can you hate on the big drug? How can you hate on big pharma?
Well, big pharma's just making all the dough, man. I ain't making dough off big pharma, so I'm paying fucking hard fucking money for my goddamn morphine. Goddamn, man. I said now I'm gonna crack open my big balls and fucking snort it up my fucking nose because I can't afford to get a full prescription.
Now,
you understand, right? You know, you gotta fucking get higher because, you know, you don't get enough pills from the one prescription. You know, you gotta, find other ways.
So we need a socialist utopia.
The perfect utopia.
The war at home.
See, that brings up another one. War now, Edward Snowden.
Edward motherfucking Snowden.
He said the secret word, Edward Snowden.
It's the word of the day.
Snowden. Okay, 5 sentences.
Should I do that?
Edward Snowden is a patriot.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Oh, slow down, please. You're gonna...
Edward Snowden gangs full of hot shit from Hong Kong. And Pastor and
Oh
Oakland.
my god. Really? Is that what happened?
And Edward Snowden
Turn down the voltage, Dimitri. Turn down the voltage. Oh my god. Oh no. I can't take it anymore. Whoa. Don't say anything. Are you bringing it back?
Was only supposed to stay there for a year, and now he has a free lifetime membership to Russia.
No more. No, don't do it. Don't do it anymore, please. I cannot take it. Ooh, kinky.
Remember when he only had a year to stay in Russia and he's still there 10 years later?
Fucking golfing with Putin. Fucking.
Can you imagine golfing with Putin? And you got
Putin gets to ride a bear. He doesn't have a golf cart. He has a bear with a couple Ukrainians. Fucking.
the golfer, yeah, he was golfing with Jack Nicklaus and he hit the ball onto the horse. And fucking Putin says, "Hey, Jack, can you help me, Jack? Come jack off the horse."
I can totally imagine what Nicholson did.
Well, Nicholson probably jacked off the horse. Sure he did.
You know, the funnier ending was actually playing your shot.
Play your shot. Play your shot.
It seems like your problem's with globalism, sir.
I hate fucking globalists. I would like to fucking shove globalism up a globalist's ass. Personally, like a whole globe. Fucking, a desk globe in a school. I'd like to shove that fucking thing right up a globalist's ass.
But globalism is really based on the idea of utilitarian economics, which is the backbone of your liberal philosophy, and then you have to go back to Bentham with his, God bless his head, sitting in a jar in that British university somewhere, but he was the one who wrote the original treatise on pedophilia.
Well, it's just a matter of time before they can actually hook that fucker back up to a fucking computer and get him to speak all over again. Well, how many Epstein's pals are involved in this? Something tells me Peter Nygaard fucking loaned him money too. A couple $100,000 at least.
It's like Mark said, you just gotta follow that.
Follow the money. Well, it's like Fauci, right? Fauci got busted majorly. They got the emails. They got everything on this fucking guy. But he has the balls to just sit there and say, "I'm not resigning." Dude, you just got fucked in the ass with the proof. Get the fuck out already. Will it happen? Who knows? Well, yeah, he is science. He's fucking super science.
Super Saiyan. I think you're trying to say Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, yeah. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Yes. Well, it tells me that he believes in the Freemasons anyway, and he is a Freemason. So they all bullshit and pull the wool over your eyes, just like Fauci did. He literally lied to everybody, told everybody that, "Oh yeah, the virus, somebody fucked it back." Yeah, we all know
I
that.
don't know how you can say all these things about Dr. Fauci when Arnold Schwarzenegger, the last action hero, backs our man Anthony Fauci. So I don't know. Are you saying the last action hero is wrong?
Well, Arnold just drives tanks. That's all he is. A tank. An educated tank. Or is an uneducated tank?
So Arnold is now the equivalent of a tanky.
Well, that's his answer to everything. Oh, yeah, the whole virus, Arnold, was fucking pre-planned by Fauci.
You call yourself a Republican?
Drive my tank!
You call yourself a Republican?
But, yeah, we do have some proof that they do run society. The biggest one is the biblical one.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Are you getting this on tape?
This is the best one. This here is your Gmail for Gmail?
That's a baby's bib. That's a baby's bib. That's a conspiracy. I don't get. That's got to be a baby's
No,
bib.
that's Gmail. But what really is...
So you're saying that they wear this at the glory hole?
Oh, yeah, they run around the glory hole like you wouldn't believe in their little tights and their little aprons.
Oh, man.
Hey, can I put that on? I'm kind of curious how it feels.
But before you do, I gotta show you this, because this is the keeper.
You know how your little biblical Bible says the serpent?
Wow, you see the serpent on the...
Oh, my God. That's so pretty.
Oh, my God.
That's so pretty. Okay. I need this.
Yeah,
I need this. I'm getting ready for the glory hole.
Can we do a demonstration of
So I'm gonna take my pants down.
See, it even has marks where they wipe their ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy, I'm too fat for this.
Let it be known, folks, that Freemasons are fat-phobic.
Fat-phobic.
Freemasons are fat-phobic. This will not fit my well-fed gulag ass.
Maybe that's what they dress the children that they molest in.
Kinky.
Oh, baby. You never know. But it just might be. There you go. Oh, you got it. Oh, you look good, baby. You look good. You can do this. Do a dance number. Strike us some drums. Some tribal drums. Tribal drums. Only tribal drums.
That's not very fucking tribal.
While we're waiting for him to do his thing, I just want to read you a little caption of this just to show you how deep these guys go. There are organizations of Freemasons which, through their aim, are good and their service to humanity excellent, are not officially recognized by our Grand Lodge. Then there are the clandestine lodges and the assholes. The Grand doesn't say assholes, but I say assholes. Chinese, Italian, French, see, they get very, and you can read this for yourself if you really want to, everybody. But they even say the word Negro in here. Look, you can see it. Come here. You can read this for yourself. Look at this. Read that. What does that say, baby? See that word right there?
Okay, well, how do I summon Satan here?
Negro. Say that word. Say Negro.
Negro.
Chinese, Italian, French, and Negroes, etc., which you must never visit under any circumstances. So who are these racist sons of bitches?
That's why I'm saying you're always blaming black people. What's wrong with you?
It's right in the book. We know who the racists are, and they run our society. I can rest checkmate right there. Checkmate. Checkmate. We got checkmate.
I gotta go for full frontal. I'm feeling the spirit. They can give you whatever. No, we'll go. Hey, gonna take over the world.
You gotta be fucking sorry.
I saw you sing on.
Oh, that's a beauty. Actually, I got a Freemason apron because of actual Freemason.
This is the best thing I ever had on my balls.
Actually,
I just took Taha's picture.
Gave me this stuff and left it for me in his will when he passed away.
I'm too fat. I'm not growing.
Because I used to have discussions about this shit with him. And one day he pulled his gun on me and said he should actually kill me for what I know. But since he
since I knew too much,
I'm too
and he was
fat.
actually happy at the fact that I knew so much, he gave me his stuff to expose them with. There we go. So that's what I've been doing. Exposing them with what I got.
I'm exposing like I'm doing right now.
Yeah, exposure. We had a lot of exposure.
All the different societies that were built upon to create their cloak on the planet. Basically, they are the ones who run society.
Man, this sounds like crazy talk. So how does this have any bearing on our day-to-day? We are all dying, and we're supposed to stay indoors because the government knows best. How are you blaming these black-hating Freemasons for everything? I don't understand. Like, how does it tie into it?
Well, tyranny has no racial color. Tyranny is against everybody.
Okay.
Everybody's a slave.
Obviously, you're speaking from a point of privilege.
Well, there is no privilege when you are a slave. And we're all enslaved in this society that was...
I am free. The government tells me I am. What are you talking about?
I sleep with whoever I want.
I sleep with whoever I want. And
But do you?
No.
Do you sleep
No.
with Lonnie Anderson?
little rapey, maybe.
You know what I mean?
If you live in a properly social life, you can afford the ticket to the Lolita Express, and you can do whatever the hell you want. And that's our God-given right under the Canadian government as it stands right now.
But 99% of us can't afford that. Only the 1% can.
What?
Absolutely. The 1%. You've heard about the 1% that
What?
rule the
Yeah, I've heard this lots, but I don't. What is the 1%? Like, I really. He wants you.
Well, the 1% would be the Committee of 300, which is basically your Bilderberg group, right? You're also, there's a lot more to this than just a group.
That sounds like a children's program.
Let's
It
see how
is.
Graber
It
died.
is. The Bilderbergers are just as famous as Bruce C. Barron.
Or is it Bernstein? Is it a Jewish conspiracy or what?
Absolutely.
Let's get down to the brass tacks.
Well, we do have.
David Graber.
Oh, that would crack me up. Oh my God.
David Graeber, who the fuck is that?
Well,
Talk about your 1%.
yeah, you're
Talk about
1%.
talk about your man who coined the term.
Man,
man.
you guys are speaking gibberish.
Talk about your anarchist.
We have a society that was built indeed by Freemasons, the roads, the structure, the architecture, everything you see. These are the people that created your government. They also created your voting system and my voting system. But what voting system?
Yeah, but then maybe they did that because they care about us.
What is to care for when
And
you
it's black people's fault.
I have a question. Are Romans and the mafia the same thing?
absolutely
Romans and the mafia?
100%. Mafia is more organized.
My,
Why do you hate black people?
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
black people, why do you hate them?
I don't hate them.
Prove it.
Honestly,
Prove it.
I love them.
Show your allegiance.
Okay, well, there's a football player on the weekend that I took in the football pool, and he actually won me the pool.
Oh my God! You made money off the back of the black man. Absolutely disgusting.
Like, come on, man.
You better apologize to Taha about
I'm
that.
not gonna bet on a fucking white guy with a degree in fucking nursing to
You heard it here first, folks. These conspiracy nuts.
They hate black people.
I'm not black, okay? There's no such thing as one human race, these people. You're either a Freemason, or a black, or a Jew.
Absolutely.
No one people. No future. No future of one people.
Just say no to nobody.
So what you're saying is international geopolitics are basically a big tribal war?
I think what he's really trying to say is meet the old boss just like the new boss. Meet the old boss just like the new boss.
Just like the new
Or meet the old boss.
Soon you'll be
Say
the grand
new boss.
boss. And then you're gonna fucking motherfucking die.
And that pretty much says it in a nutshell. Meet the new boss, it's the same as the old boss. Yes, the Freemason Constitution, they have their own constitution. Fellow craft, they study their own craft, their own laws and rules. And the Master Mason. This is the one that really puts it all in perspective because it is the third degree, the Master Mason, and after this degree you do advance in their little club up into the higher degrees, which could lead up to the 33-degree Mason. And when you get that high, you're pretty much in the high club of society. I would really like to show you or get transcripts for everybody of this stuff for them to read in order for them to understand what's going on, because there's a lot more to this society than meets the eye at the moment. The whole election thing is a rig. There's two sides of what I call bullshit. Conservatives, liberals, Democrats, Republicans, both liars, both sides of bullshit. There to instigate different arguments with everybody so that you and I fight amongst ourselves and we never get anything done. And that's all they're there for, is to spend our goddamn tax money and screw us around and totally fuck us over. But again, that's what's in charge of our society. What can we do? I really don't know. Any suggestions?
Public hangings?
Well, we could go back to public hangings. That would be awesome. But fuck, we round them all up and we hang them all and then run the society ourselves.
But if we think back to Comrade Lenin, what is the cutoff age for public hangings? Because at some point, we got to think about those 3- and 4-year-olds who really deserve it. Like,
Editor, cut!
Conspiracy.
We are rolling, Tony.
Okay, hey, good morning, Gulag. Well, if after you're done making sausage, you've got a bunch of fat laying around like that, we can turn this into soap. All we have to do is boil this in water, boil it for a good long amount of time. The water will be broth, and when you let it cool, the fat will rise to the top. Fat, if you treat it with alkali solution, turns into soap, and we'll explain that here in a bit.
Here I am loading the smoker. I'm taking care to leave airspace between the links because we want the smoke to get all around the sausages. And it's better to keep the temperature more steady if there's some space between the links. Now I'm starting the temperature at about 130 Fahrenheit, but I'm going to gradually ramp it up to 225 over the course of 3 hours. And you want the internal temperature to be about 160 degrees Fahrenheit of the sausages. Then they're safe to eat.
They're all done now, ready to eat. Or I could dry them out. There you go. See you later, Kyle.
woo! Great. That was fucking great. God, that tastes fucking good. God, that tastes good. Great job, Tony. Excellent. And now we're gonna go to the ladder with Phil.
Oh yeah! This is the fucking A winner! Thank you, Mr. Kaiser! Thank you, Mr. Tony! And now we're back! We're back to the fucking A winner! So, how to start? We're all gonna die! Cause it's fucking global warming! Nobody cares! Do you know in Europe they have the Internet of Things that's going on? They're doing it in China too. But what are we doing here? Dying! So here, like we see here, there's like, droughts. Or no, I think it's there. There, that's droughts. Droughts there. No, droughts there. Flooding there. Okay, and up there, everything's melting. A melting pot of everything! And who cares? Nobody! It's called global warming, guys! What else can I say? Everything is fucked. Back to you, Kaiser. Back to you, Tony.
Now there's one next segment. Fucking hate it, Kyle, anyway.
It's time for women and minorities that I would vote for. Candace Owens. Speaking about burgers, you could eat every day, all day. This is one Republican who I certainly wouldn't wash off of my face for a fortnight. Candace has been called a word which I normally am not allowed to say, but in the new 20s has been normalized when addressing any person of color on the side of multiracial whiteness, aka conservative republicanism. Owens has been an open critic of Planned Parenthood and abortion, failing to recognize that this is what we in the West bring in poor immigrants for. Owens shows no signs of stopping her tirade of self-directed racial hatred, but bound by the laws of social justice, which dictates I must support the minority or underdog in every situation, regardless of historic cause and effect. I am forced to name Candace Owens as this week's woman or minority that I would have to vote for, even against the most masculine of feminists. And although this may shock many of you, there is no reason to be upset. Know that even if Owens were to run against Uncle Joe in the next election and our American audience feels stuck in an awkward position, remember that this is a part of liberal democracy because of the principles of equity and change. I want my American friends to feel no guilt if forced into the position of having to vote for Owens. She may represent an ideological roadblock for a lot of us, wanting to get rid of the government and all, but imagine all the civil rights advocates who have fought and died in the past would feel knowing that a black woman was to be president, even if her policies would make her worse than Hitler by academic Noam Chomsky's standards. As a newly christened liberal, I would gladly give a black female Hitler a Sieg Heil any day. In closing, I hope our American friends to the South will hear my words and take heed of our exemplary Canadian liberal wisdom. I know I don't have to encourage my fellow Canadians to support this journey of civil rights, as we have always stood on guard for thee. Unless, of course, you're a Zionist sympathizer. And that was women and minorities that I would vote for.
We're back, everybody. Here today for our roundtable discussion on human rights on the unvaccinated carpetbagger and all-around right-wing piece of shit, Vardan.
Hey, nice to be here.
Vardan, how are you?
Me? I'm superior.
Superior how? Because
I've read your Facebook and I see all your anti-Trudeau stuff. I know what you're all about, mister.
Yeah, I only hate him when he's in blackface.
Well, Tony's on a little bit of a rampage today, Vardan. We had a little bit of a guy mess around with his partner, so he's all fist. But I guarantee he's going to be nothing but tough questions all night. So don't mind us if we prod the issues a little bit with you, okay?
We'll prod him.
Tony loves prodding. That's one of his
I
strong
love prodding.
suits.
That's my job at the Gulag.
Oh, boy.
After Dimitri does his thing, I come in and clean up.
Poor Kyle. Poor Kyle.
Poor Kyle.
Poor Kyle.
No.
We hardly knew ye.
We're going to know him on the toilet later, though, folks.
Vardan, what do you think is the biggest benefit of being unvaccinated?
It's the same as being uncircumcised, I guess. You get to go around being an Ubermensch in an Untermensch world.
Excuse me, do you have a problem with the elephant's trunk?
No, I got one myself.
Oh, that's different.
I don't mean to brag.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, if you're uncircumcised, you're anti-Semitic.
What if I'm Islamophobic?
Well, I'm not sure. What do they cut off exactly?
The tip.
Just the tip? I've used that one before, haven't we all? So Vardan, you are of the pro-liberty demographic, or whatever that means, pro-choice, or whatever you're calling yourself these days, but are not the eccentric effects of COVID that are happening these days a byproduct of the dirty unvaccinated? Are they not, just because these people didn't take their needles?
Are you like suggesting they're Untermensch?
Well, all I'm saying is that you have a choice. It's a choice to get vaccinated. And at the end of the day, I don't give a shit if you live in the Brazilian jungle of Timbuktu and you have no needles and you've never seen a Westerner. We will risk giving you COVID to make sure that you get that vaccine because it is the right thing to do.
Not to mention COVID, but there's all kinds of other diseases we'll give these people.
Herpes!
Our gift to them. I personally will give them all herpes if they come see me. So what are your thoughts on that,
I was doing
Vardan?
the same thing in the 80s. Just to make sure nobody got AIDS, I gave it to them. Yeah.
Listen, AIDS is a racial problem. I think that you're missing that point.
Well, LeBron is a hero. It's a nightmare living in the States and not having someone tell you how to put your socks on.
Well, I
Think
mean,
of how
they're
great we
getting
have it
there.
in Canada.
They're getting there, Vardan. The states are getting there. Joe Biden is slowly teaching the population how to get
Joe
their socks
Biden.
on. Once at a time, folks. It's once at a time. And that is measured with Joe Biden. One at a time,
Okay,
folks. That is Joe Biden's
slow down.
policy in
I'm
a
starting to
nutshell.
climax. The more you're
Dimitri, if you can lower the voltage on those nipple clamps. Thank you.
Joe Biden.
Now let's talk about Uncle Joe for a second. Now, Uncle Joe versus Justin Trudeau. Who do you have in, okay, we're gonna give you a couple of hypothetical scenarios here. Who do you have in a swimming competition?
I put them both in a wood chipper.
Justin Trudeau or Joe Biden? Who would win in a lap race at Pan
He's
Am
kind
Pool?
of answering questions like
No. I get at the issues. I get at the issues. So I don't let these questions distract me. Who would win in a swimming race? Vardan.
Well, Biden would get to the bottom quicker.
Yeah, it wasn't a diving race. So we point one for Canada. Point two, LGBTQ2.
RSV.
Hold on, I'm not finished yet. EIPOC squared.
Oh man.
Root note. Who represents those minorities better, Joe Biden or Justin Trudeau?
McDonald's.
Are you talking about the activities that happen in McDonald's house, or are you talking about the activities that happen in McDonald's bathroom?
On their website.
Well, I think McDonald's house has the moral high ground here because they have been kicking out families of unvaccinated people. And it shows how much they care when they kick out the unvaccinated.
Tony, hold me for a second.
McDonald's has cleansed the earth of many degenerates by giving them metabolic diseases.
Do you know how many people the Big Mac has saved? You talk about the people that the Big Mac has wiped out by. How many people has the Big Mac has saved? How many people has the Big Mac saved?
McDonald's is guilty of more right doing than Pol Pot and Mao Zedong combined. I believe that to be true.
They fed more than Mao
Praise
Zedong.
Lenin.
I think modern liberalism has been shown that they truly support free speech and they truly support merit and they truly support equality of outcome and they truly support.
Whoa, that sounds like a Jordan Peterson term, sir. Equality of outcome. That sounds like an angry white man term. Equality of
Not that
outcome.
angry.
And if anyone knows angry white man, it is myself, descending from the German Reich. I understand, but we need to put that aside, sir. This is Canada. You bang who you want. You bang who you want. Kadar was right. Kadar was right. Would you consider yourself an Ivankist? An Ivankist?
Yeah, Ivanka will be a great president.
If she submits to being the Ivanka. It's okay. It's okay. Ivanka is not the president. It's just a right-wing conspiracy. It's just a right-wing conspiracy. Ivanka is not the president.
And Kanye will be vice president.
At least he's a black man. Back to where we were.
Taylor Swift will be Secretary of State.
Back to where we were.
Ooh, I'll Secretary to State the fuck out of Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor, you be my boyfriend. I'll be your girlfriend. Man, I grew up on that. I grew up on Nicki Minaj.
I didn't grow up, but if I did, I would kill myself. If I
That
grew up
was what
on
was happening when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, likewise, dude.
Twerk it, let me work it. Flip a thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your ticky damn. Your ticky damn. That was music. That was music when I grew up.
Your thoughts on Nicki Minaj, dude?
I think she.
I think the best rapper in the world is Asia Mills.
Asia's pretty cool. Asia's got some good shit. Segment.
Nicki Minaj butt chocolate.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Oh, wow.
I never thought about that.
You
but,
right-wingers are kinky.
But you know, that perfect little cherry, though. I mean, if you form my chocolate, get a little bit of that. It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there's
Mo says back when we were at a half-hour footage, great, perfect. So, okay, how deep were we? If we were perfect for half an hour, that's the episode.
Oh, fuck.
It's all good,
brother.
We're at 3 hours, 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
We've been talking for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wrap it up and do it again next week or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Varden. You see me? See you, Varden.
See you, Riggs.
See you later.
Take
I'm
care,
down
man.
here.
Well, citizens of the Gulag, we learned some interesting things today. We got the right-wing perspective, we got the conspiracy perspective, and we learned how to preserve human flesh.
This one, because we hit some issues. I don't remember what they were, but I said some shit. That's about it.
Well, it may get us assassinated, but I think the public needs to know these things.
Oh, it's okay. I've got ties to North Korea.
We can always defect.
We could always defect. Well, Tony, I think we should just put a nail on this coffin at this point.
All right. That's it. Good afternoon, Gulag. Get back to work.
Get back to work, Winnipeg. We'll see you next time. Good morning, Gulag.